England have announced their squad for this summer's T20 World Cup, and there were a couple of surprises. 18-year-old uncapped left-arm spinner Tilly Courtney-Coleman has been included and is one of 3 left-arm spinners in the squad, alongside Sophie Eccleston and Lindsay Smith, while the off-spinner Charlie Dean is named as vice-captain to Nat Sciver-Brunt. However, no places for Davina Perrin and Tammy Beaumont. They miss out. Lauren Bell leads the pace attack with Lauren Filer and Izzy Wong, while all-rounders Danny Gibson and Freya Kemp offer the seam bowling options. Henry Moran has been speaking with the head coach Charlotte Edwards.
Lottie, it's all getting quite close now. How are you feeling ahead of what's a huge summer?
Yeah, I think obviously the last few days are always quite difficult in terms of telling people they're not in the team, but also excited for what's ahead. So it's all done now, and obviously the team's out there, and I'm massively looking forward to what's ahead.
Feels like a long time since England have played a senior international back in the World Cup in October. What's been the thinking across the winter in terms of your planning and preparation?
I guess when I took on the role, I knew there was going to be a gap in international cricket. That was the calendar, so I knew what was ahead of us. I guess the thinking's just been getting the group together as much as we can, going on training camps. I guess looking at areas we needed to improve as a group, and we've done that, and then just gradually build that winter up into obviously the competitive cricket we saw in South Africa, and then obviously starting the county season and having a few training camps around that to be really T20 specific focus. So really happy with how that's all gone, and I think now everyone's just chomping at the bit to get out there and play some international cricket.
What were those areas that needed working on?
Well, I think as a group there was some obviously skill areas. I won't go into too much detail in terms of certain bowlers. I think our T20 game, just really look at that in depth and looking to maybe take on the offside a little bit more than what we previously had. So, I guess make us harder to bowl at as a group. The power hitting aspect, we've got massive power within our side, but having real trust in that. And then our death skills, I think, was an area we sort of identified. And alongside that, our fielding, we've seen massive improvements, but I think continue to keep working in that area, and the physical side obviously always comes hand in hand.
Were there some options to play international cricket?
I believe there was, before I even took on the role, to play potentially an Ireland or a Zimbabwe in that March, but we felt like a competitive series against ourselves out in South Africa was obviously probably more important for us at this point, and obviously to get to see that many players as well, I think was really a productive few weeks for us.
In terms of naming a squad for a World Cup, there's 3 series to go before that. Some might say it's a bit surprising because you're not getting the chance to look at players and perhaps who's in form in the international arena.
I think with such a big break we've had, I think it was important that this team was named early and to give us a real leading to that and get those combinations right. I think we've had enough time to look at players, and I think now they have that real focus on the 15 that's going to play in the World Cup. We're really fortunate to have some ODIs, to have maybe a look at a little bit of the future of what the ODI team might look like, but equally I think naming the team now, getting it out of the way, and really looking forward to what can be a really special couple of months.
Tilly Courtney-Coleman gets an opportunity. Why? What have you seen?
Well, I think when I first came into the role, I talked about it's about performances. Now, she's performed as well as any spinner over the last 12 months. She was one of the best spinners in the 100. She's performed brilliantly over the last 6 months. We've been so impressed with her, and ultimately she's deserved that through her performances. And and I think her age needs to be taken out of it. She's so mature for her age. She's ready to play international cricket, and we're delighted to have her in the squad.
Izzy Wong gets an opportunity as well. That's an exciting selection for someone that's had a rocky couple of years.
She has had a rocky couple of years, but we introduced her back into the T20 squad last summer. And the one thing I know about Izzy, she likes the big stage, and there's no bigger stage than this summer. And again, someone who's performed really, really well over the last 6 months, did really well in South Africa. I think her death skills is something that's probably set her apart, and that's something we identified as an area. And some of her death bowling is world class, so hence she's got the call.
If Amy Jones gets injured on the morning of a game, what happens? Who keeps?
Alice Capsey will be the backup keeper. I think Alice, we've been doing some work with Alice over the last sort of 3 or 4 months in her keeping. As a youngster, she was a keeper at Surrey, and she's really excited about that sort of opportunity of putting the gloves back on. And she's done really, really well. She's done a number of the intra-squad matches. Again, that's an opportunity to see players who don't get the chance at county cricket, and she's performed really well.
What about Tammy Beaumont? Is it the end of the road for her as an international cricketer?
No, it's not. It's just been a really tough selection. I think with 2 all-rounders coming back into the squad in Kemp and Gibson, who have performed brilliantly with the bat, it's obviously a really, really tough call on Tammy. But having spoken to her, I think there's more cricket left in Tammy Beaumont.
Does she get it? Does she understand?
It was a very short phone call, if I'm honest, as they always are. And I think, as I've said to her, there'll be a follow-up phone call when she's ready.
There are good phone calls as well. We've seen on social media the call you made to Tilly Courtine-Coleman. I mean, there's a lot of players for whom this is a wonderfully exciting prospect, a home World Cup.
Yeah, and that's been the real sense around the group, and I think some real nervousness around the selection, probably for the first time in a long time. I think the depth of talent we've got now within this squad made the selection really, really hard. But there was certainly a lot of excited people that I phoned the other night, and just delighted for them all. And now we can sort of look forward to that now, and really work together as a team.
When did you make the final decision on the squad?
Monday afternoon, and phoned them Monday evening, and it was, like I said, it's the difficult part of the job at times, is telling people they're out, but obviously the wonderful part of the job that you're, I guess, telling people they're going to play in a home World Cup, which is a once in a lifetime sort of opportunity for many.
Is it pressure or is it an opportunity? Because a home World Cup, when you've seen the Lionesses, the Red Roses have great success on home soil, and what that can do.
Well, it is both, but I think you've got to embrace both, and I think that's certainly what this squad will be doing. I've been very fortunate to play in one as a player, now as a coach, and they're sort of moments in your career that you'll look back on really fondly, and all I've asked the team is to enjoy the next few months, because the game's bigger than it's ever been, and I think this tournament's going to be bigger than it's ever been, which is massively exciting for us.
Do you have minimum expectations?
Yeah, I'd love to win it. I'd want to be in the final. That would be amazing, but we also know that this is going to be a really tough comp, the standard of women's cricket. But yeah, we're going in to win this tournament. We believe we can if we play at our best, but equally we know it's going to be really hard.
And just finally, a year or so into the role, at what point is it fair to judge this team and to judge your leadership?
Well, I guess that's up to you guys at the end of this, but I'm just firmly focused on prepping this team to hopefully win a home World Cup and enjoy the next couple of months, because to see these types of grounds full up for our games is going to be something really, really special.
Charlotte Edwards talking with Henry Moran. Isabel Duncan is alongside me. Any thoughts on what the head coach has just had to say to Henry?
Yeah, well, I mean, Charlotte has only been in office for 1 year, hasn't she? So that these are very tough decisions for her to make. She mentioned the large pool of talented players that she's got to choose from. But in the end, ultimately, she's gone with the core group. She's gone with the old guard. With the exception of Tilly Courtine-Coleman, I'm sure we'll talk about her later on, the 18-year-old who's the fresh face. We do see the re-emergence of some players we haven't seen for a while. Danny Gibson, for example. We know that she went for 190,000 with the Sunrisers Leeds with the 100, so she's the highest earner there, and she's been pretty standout. She's had injuries in the past, but is making a comeback. Freya Kemping, another one. They add depth as all-rounders, and we know all-rounders are like gold dust, really, so they'll bolster the middle order behind Knight and Siva Brunt. Izzy Wong, familiar face, of course. This is a resurrection of her international career. She's had 3 years on the fringe. She's making her comeback. We're going to see some more of Izzy Wong here today as well. In terms of pace attack, we've got Lauren Bell spearing that. Lauren Filer, Izzy Wong with her desk skills. I know that Charlotte Edwards mentioned that, and that was probably the point of difference. Alice Capsey, backup keeper, has kept her place. Sophia Dunkley, Daddy Wyatt Hodge as well, with new baby in arms as well, new baby girl, will retain their spots. But we all know they went off to South Africa, didn't they? They had two 15-player squads, so she had a good look at them out there. Charlotte Edwards, and this is what she's come up with, her 15 players.
Different times in their career, but are you disappointed not to see Perrin or Beaumont in that squad? She was quite clear that it's not the end for Beaumont, but there's something for me about a World Cup in England. I would love to have seen Tammy in that squad as well. But your thoughts on both those players perhaps being there?
Wow, very, very tough decisions. Again, a hard decision for Lottie to make. But we can hark back to 2017. Tammy Beaumont, player of the tournament in the World Cup, the one-day World Cup on English soil again. We know she's hit thousands of international runs, more than 7,000 international runs. Perhaps her age goes against her. I don't know. I don't want to be rude about a lady's age, but it was only last year that she captained England in a T20 international. So in a way, it's slightly strange that she hasn't been picked for this World Cup. But again, tough decisions to make. Do you want me to talk about Perrin as well? Briefly about Perrin. Okay, well, big centuries for her last season against Surrey in the One Day Cup. Huge century off 43 runs, which was a record for the Northern Superchargers versus the London Spirit. So she's been absolutely stand out as another precocious teenager at 19 years old. A batter for Warwickshire. We've seen her today. Breakout star of the 100 last year, but she's missed the cut as well. Yeah,
and there's only room for so many, I suppose, but a surprise inclusion. Definitely Tilly Courtine-Coleman. She made her debut for Southern Brave in 2024, and Charlotte Edwards was her coach there at the time. Henry Moran actually caught up with Coleman just after the squad announcement had been made.
First things first, congratulations.
Thanks.
We've seen on social media the moment that you found out. Just talk us through that moment and those emotions.
It was an absolute whirlwind, to be honest. I was on a dog walk, just coming back from a dog walk, waiting for the call, and just came so quickly, and as you can hear, I was a bit emotional. Couldn't quite believe it, but so grateful. It was such an honour to be a part of it, so really looking forward to it.
Were you surprised?
Was I surprised? Yes, I was surprised. Honestly, there's always that glimmer of hope, but not a single part of me thought I was in that squad. It's such a competitive group, so much talent, so to be involved in it is such a privilege.
You put the phone down to Lottie, you have that news. I mean, as an 18-year-old, how do you take that in? Because it's a huge thing.
I don't really know, just went to my parents, told them, just jumping up and down. I don't really know, it's crazy. Can't really remember, it happened so fast and was so exciting.
I mean, a lot's happened so fast. How's the last 18 months been?
Amazing. It's been busy last 18 months, but absolutely loved it. Obviously, some great stuff with Surrey, and then to be involved in so much of the England stuff has been really special. Such a great group, so nice to be around it, and to be in a home World Cup is, as Lottie keeps saying, a once in a lifetime opportunity. So absolutely buzzing for it. Because
you weren't exactly, front and centre of the cricketing world the last time England hosted a World Cup. 9 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your memories of that?
To be honest with you, I wasn't much of a badger back then, so obviously I knew it was a huge moment for women's sport, but was playing hockey and football at the time, as well as cricket, so can't say I watched too much of it, but I know how special it was, and obviously it was a huge moment for sport in general, but especially women's sport, so hopefully can kind of replicate that this year.
What's those that have experienced that said? I mean, Heather and Nat, those older heads, what have they said about those experiences?
Well, they've been very level-headed. Obviously, I think trying to kind of keep the nerves calm, but obviously a huge privilege, huge honour, and everyone knows how important and special it is. So, I think they're just as excited as I am, I'm sure.
Playing in front of big crowds, here at the Utilita Bowl, you're used to that now, and actually something for your generation of cricketers, it's become quite normal.
Yeah, I love it. I love the crowds. I love the atmosphere. It really gets me going. Being really lucky to play in front of some big crowds. So, hopefully if I get the chance to play this year, it'd be great. But even just running drinks, I think it's going to be really special. It's
a squad that unusually has got a lot of left-arm spinners. So what do you bring that's a bit different?
I think firstly my age and the fact that I haven't got an England cap, it's something probably people haven't quite seen yet. I feel like I challenge both sides of the bat, and I like performing under pressure, which I know the others do as well. But yeah, I feel like I offer as much as I want to learn. So yeah, I think being around Linz and Soph is going to be really helpful. Obviously, two of the best left-arm spinners in the game. So yeah, even if I don't get the opportunity to play, just learning and being around them, seeing how they go about their business will be really, really good for my development.
And so do you have those conversations as a spin unit?
All the time, yeah. I'm quite a curious person, so I badger them a lot, ask a lot of questions, probably sick of it by now, but there's going to be many more to come, I'm sure. But yeah, constant conversations with coaches and with players and doing everything I can to learn off them.
Do you like the craft of it and the science of it all and the working things out?
Yeah, I do. I have a bit of a motto to keep things simple, but always want to keep developing, learning from them. Soph was talking about some of the variations she's been working on. Spoken to Linz about like tactical awareness about coming over around the wicket while we were in Abu Dhabi before the 50 over stuff. So yeah, constant conversations, and I do love the craft. So just keeping trying to develop really.
As a cricketer, you would have heard the names of Charlotte Edwards, Heather Knight, these legends of the game, and to be around them and to, I suppose, coming as a cricketer now in this professional era, it's very different from when they were playing. I mean, what's it like as a young professional coming in?
Obviously try and lean on them as much as I can for their experience. Lottie's been a huge part of my journey, actually gave me my first under-11s cap and then obviously got the call for the first year of the 100 and then this. So yeah, being around them, I know it was probably quite different back then, but I think especially Heather, who's like grown with the game and involved in this T20 World Cup, it'd be really nice to like chat to her a bit more about her experiences and kind of what she looks to do. But yeah, it's been really good to learn from them and be around them.
What's Charlotte been like then? A sort of mother figure in cricket?
Yeah, she's been incredible really. Really given me so many opportunities and I'm so grateful to her. As I said, she was there for the under-11s cap presentation. Not sure she'll remember it, but I certainly do. It's kind of like gone full circle with her really. It's been really nice that she's been there for a lot of my key moments and kind of given me all the good news. So yeah, it's been really special.
Tell us about this England side and what they're like to be a part of. And who are the characters that you naturally gravitate towards?
Oh, who do I gravitate towards? Honestly, I think they all bring something different, and that's what makes them so strong and such a nice group to be around. There's so much to them, and yeah, a lot of interesting characters. Can learn so much from so many of them, but yeah, love being around them. Yeah, off and on the pitch has been really special. So hopefully this World Cup will be great as well.
Have you had to think about how you're going to be as a cricketer in a World Cup, as a group in a World Cup? Because you've got to have a little bit of a siege mentality. Obviously,
I've thought about it a bit, but I never expected myself to be here. So I think it's something when I kind of come off cloud nine, we'll think about a bit more. But I think because I wasn't really expecting it, haven't put too many scenarios in my head. But yeah, all I can think of is how exciting it's going to be and how special it's going to be at home World Cup around such a nice group. So.
And what did your family say and your mates said when you gave them that news?
Well, so I told my family before, but obviously had to keep it under wraps until this morning. So my friends only found out today. Got some really nice messages and obviously so grateful for everyone that messaged me and all my friends and family. Their support's been amazing, and yeah, I feel really happy with everything that they've said. Family went crazy. It was so nice to tell them, buzzing for me, and they've obviously been a huge part of my journey. Wouldn't be here without them. So yeah, all their support, driving me around, being taxi, and yeah, my biggest cheerleaders. So being really special.
That and the dogs.
And the dogs.
Talk
obviously.
to me about these dogs.
Honestly, they're so cute. It's got a Chihuahua. She's 12 years old now, and then got a pug, and then 2 Chiweenies, which is a sausage dog crossed with a Chihuahua. Yeah, my little pack of 4, and they're really cute. Yeah, I love them to bits.
Off the field, what sort of keeps you grounded? What do you like to do to keep your sort of life ticking over?
I suppose hobbies-wise, I love playing golf and paddle. I've started cooking a bit more. I'm not very good at it, but I still really enjoy it. So it's a work in progress. I love spending time with friends and family, and yeah.
Okay. And following the sport? And all sport? You mentioned a bit of football, a bit of hockey.
Yeah, I feel like I don't watch a huge amount of sport. I prefer playing them, but yeah, if there's sport on, I'll always give it a watch. Just a badger for all sports, really. So especially cricket now. So yeah.
And nowadays, women and girls growing up get the chance to play sport and play so much more than, I suppose, the Charlotte Edwards, the Heather Knights of this world. And teams like the Red Roses and the Lionesses have done amazing things for women's sport. Do you feel as a place, it's in such an exciting place?
100%. Yeah, I think women's sport in general, not just cricket, has grown rapidly and it's been really good. So it would be really cool for us to kind of follow in the footsteps of the Lionesses and the Red Roses. But yeah, all round for like younger girls, even older women, to play sport and kind of learn to love the game, or not even just cricket, just all sport in general, I think is really, really powerful.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's more accessible now than perhaps it once was.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there was always a bit of a stigma that women shouldn't play sport. I remember hearing some stories about Rachel Hayhoe and Britain. So yeah, to kind of see what they've done for the game and learn from some of the other players has been really cool.
Are you ready for your name to be up on billboards, that sort of thing?
As ready as I can be, I guess. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, again, something I haven't really thought about, but probably all part of the process. So yeah, really excited.
And part of the ODI squad as well,
yeah.
And that sounded like it might have been a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think I've just got a bit less experience in ODI cricket than I have with T20, so to be a part of that is really, really exciting for me. Worked really hard on my longer format cricket, so yeah, really cool to be involved in that as well.
T20 cricket is a bit of a science these days. 100-ball cricket, you've made a real name for yourself the last couple of years, 11 wickets last year in the 100. You have to be quite resilient as a spinner because you can get whacked about.
Yeah, definitely. I love the shorter formats, well, I love all formats, but yeah, I really enjoyed the 100 and T20 stuff. I think resilience is probably the word I'd use as well. But again, I've been really lucky with the people I've had around me. I can lean on different people and feel like you're never alone, like when I'm bowling. So yeah, I feel like try and work it out myself, and if not, I know there's always someone I can turn to. But I think it's just about backing yourself and keeping things simple.
Batting, fielding, bowling, the works?
Yeah, for what, sorry?
Do you do all facets of the game? Do you feel you can offer across the game?
I really hope so. I tend to bat at the tail end, but been working on my power hitting and trying to play a bit more 360. So if I did get to bat, hopefully I can offer a few runs at the back end. And then fielding has been huge work on this winter. I know how important it is for the game and for us as a squad to be a strong fielding unit. And yeah, I really think I can help and assist in that aspect now. And we talk a lot about how when you field, it shows your team how much you care. So yeah, that's why I've worked so hard on it, because obviously it's not just about me, it's a team sport. So yeah, really good to kind of be a strong fielding unit altogether. And
just finally, you've mentioned the surprise, the shock, the excitement, and it says a lot that feeling exists in terms of the depth that's available to English cricket. It feels like it is a pool of players where you've got to be absolutely on it to get picked. Yeah, 100%. There's so much talent on offer now, which is why I was so surprised I got picked, but obviously really, really grateful. Such a strong group, not just the T20 squad, but players that obviously sadly didn't get selected, and even the performance programme. It's been really exciting winter, and yeah, so much talent, so really impressive. You ready? So excited.
I think we're all excited by the inclusion, aren't we, of Tilly Courtine-Coleman, talking there with Henry Moran. Many thanks to Isabel Duncan for joining me as well just a short time ago to talk a little bit about that squad. Now, of course, England begin their summer with a 3-match ODI series against New Zealand beginning on May the 10th in Durham, followed by 3 T20s against the same opponents and 3 T20s against 50-over world champions India as well.